Good morning, friends. Today I come to you to share the next portion of my book, The Calling, and I'm starting my reading on page 19. And Jesus said unto them, Because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Matthew 17:20. I returned home with hearts in my eyes, excited to be engaged. I was young, but my mom had got married at 17, and most of my relatives had married young, so it just seemed natural to me. When Ron told his parents, his mom called me and said, Are you sure you want to marry him? You might find someone you like more later. Who marries for like? I thought you had to be in love. I assured her I wouldn't. If you marry my son, you might have to live in a rundown old shack. Wow, what a recommendation. But I wasn't worried. I had never lived in a mansion or a fancy house. My mom said, I knew you were going to marry him the moment I saw him. She said she would sign for us to get married since I was underage any time we got ready. When I told my pastor, he said, Are you sure you want to marry him? You know he had, key word here, had leukemia. He might die and leave you alone with a couple of kids. To which I replied, I didn't have to worry about that because God healed him. I had faith, and in my heart, I thought, even if God hadn't healed him, if you truly are in love with someone, it shouldn't matter. Ron and I discussed whether we should even try to have kids if it would be passed on, and he told me, we have nothing to worry about because when God heals, he does it right. And I can testify now, it is so true. He had radiation and was not supposed to be able to have children after this, and honestly, we never even considered this till after the fact that God had blessed us with 2 children. He was 18, and now we have been married for over 35 years. There was 40 patients he knew of in the hospital at the same time as him, and they all passed away except for maybe one other guy that had prayed for salvation with his pastor. We are not sure if he is still alive, but they have never heard of him passing away. We discussed getting married right away or going to Bible college. We were torn. We did not have money to go as a married couple. It was a lot more expensive. So in the fall we went. There was a lot of studying, and we were not allowed to talk except at meals and only for a few minutes away when they had a social hour. Dates were limited to once a month. Towards the end of the semester, we left in a very immature way, to my embarrassment, to get married. We did call the president of the college to apologize, but he was not forgiving and basically cursed our marriage. I really wish I could skip over this part of our story. It is something we have been forgiven by God for. It is something that held me back from accepting God's call for so long because of the devil throwing it in my face, because of the devil saying, Look, you are a failure, and now you can never get back up and do God's will. But the devil is a liar, and there have been plenty of people, even in the Bible, who did much worse that God called and used. Take Saul, for instance, that actually persecuted Christians who God used and became the great apostle Paul. So I mention my failures and maturity now as it is part of my story, and also so others, if you find yourself feeling called to step out and do something for God, but the devil is whispering in your ear all your failures, all the imagined holier-than-thou gossip that you think people will say, just remember that God can use you, and in the end, we will not be judged by people, but God. And this concludes my reading today on page 21. And I hope you're enjoying the reading of The Calling, and you can find it to purchase on Amazon. Please feel free to share this video, and I would just like to say God is faithful, and it doesn't matter what you've done, how many times you failed God, you can get up and go on and do something for Him. He is a very awesome, merciful God. God bless you.